Anglers have already been out early ice fishing on some lakes in North Dakota. In this week's program, we are visiting with Fisheries Division Chief Greg Power on what anglers can expect this ice fishing season. I'm Mike Anderson with the North Dakota Game and Fish Department. Greg, ice fishing is on a nice winter or decent winter, average winter, is pretty popular in North Dakota.
It is. You know, we used to say that, well, it used to be that about a fourth of the annual effort would be ice fishing. And in those bad winters, like 2 winters ago, it's less than 5%. We are seeing one longer term trend that's a little bit disturbing, I guess, maybe, is that if you go back 20 years ago, well over half the people that buy a fishing license went ice fishing. The last 10 years, it's more like 30%. So we're seeing a little less effort participation, despite having good fish populations overall, and in particular walleye are great fish populations. It just seems, and all the technology, all the toys that are out there, you know, all the gadgets, yet we're not barely holding our own in terms of ice fishing.
Greg, let's talk fish populations. Ice anglers target basically walleye, northern pike, and yellow perch. How are the walleyes, as you just said, great populations? How are they statewide?
They're really, really good, outstanding. I mean, but that's, you know, the big waters, the big three again, Skakwe, Devil's Lake, walleye populations are very, very strong. Our mid-sized reservoirs, the Darlings and Audubons of the world types, really good populations, and all these, you know, 100+ prairie lakes out there. Probably never been better for walleye opportunity. If there's one issue with walleye and ice fishing is walleye being walleye, depending how the lake freezes up, if it's really clear lake when it freezes up, you tend to have that nocturnal bite, that, you know, sundown, sun up, that great half-hour fishing. Middle of the day, it's obviously really slow. And that can be one of the downsides when it comes to walleye lakes. So, you know, thankfully we still have, although far from record, we still have good pike and perch lakes across the state also.
Okay. Our phones are ringing off the hook here as far as access and ice thickness. What does the Game and Fish Department, what role do they play in this?
Well, you know, ultimately common sense plays the biggest role. And when it comes to ice thickness in particular, you know, on paper we say 12 to 15 inches, I believe, for a truck to be on the ice, and I definitely go towards that 15 inches. But man alive, for early ice fishing season, the walk on ice is really good, probably other than the real big waters. You know, again, the Skakwe is I know some of Devil's Lake's frozen up already. The ice thickness is in good shape for, you know, for first half of December, especially compared to last year. I fully expect that, given the forecast, everything out there, that we're going to have good drive on ice, certainly by the holidays. And that's critical to getting people participation, to get them out to ice fish. If we could have good, safe drive on ice without much snow by the holidays, we did definitely get a bump in interest in ice fishing. As far as access, again, you know, we don't have much snow at all, so getting on legal access sites shouldn't be an issue at all, at least so far this winter.
Greg, dark house spearfishing, a few years ago the start date to that changed. Explain that a little bit.
Well, it's just whenever you can get out there. I mean, whenever the ice is good enough, you can have at it. And mark your hole when you're done. And if you dark house spearfish, it's free. Just go online, register. But we have about 3,000 people that seems like year in, year out are after them. Where our harvest on pike nowadays, about in that neighborhood, around 10,000 pike are harvested through dark house spearfishing. So it's just another option out there that you can have fun in the winter. I should also mention that just 2 years ago, we did change one regulation that actually walleye are fair game on the big waters. So that's just basically Devil's Lake, Stump Lake, Skakwe, Wahi. So we've allotted a couple winters. I don't think there was ever any real concern by anybody about some overharvest issue. And what we've learned in the last two winters both winters came in around 600 walleye totals harvested by spears in the state. So definitely a non-contributing factor to any mortality, but another option if you're in those waters.
Greg, we have a lot of people going on the water on a good year, and this year is shaping up to be good. Let's talk litter on the ice.
Yeah, litter doesn't go away, and it's people, it gets back into responsibility, each individual person. You hope you don't have to get written up by a warden. I mean, common sense, but beer cans, pop cans, I mean, everything. You'll find anything out in the lakes. And, one of the bad things about snow and wind, they form snowbanks, and it's kind of, I think some people have out of mind, out of sight type of thing. And you go back and revisit some of these lakes right at ice out, and it can be quite a mess. So please, urge the public, fishing public, to clean up after themselves. Treat it just like the land. Treat it responsibly. Pack it in, pack it out.
And don't dump your bait on the ice.
And also, yes, your minnows, at the end of the day, if you got, minnows left, that's not where they go either, right?
Or if you clean your fish.
Or clean your fish.
Let's talk the website, the Where to Fish link.
Sure.
If somebody is new to fishing or ice fishing, what can they do?
Yeah, we push everybody towards the website, and there's, again, the tab. If you get into the fishing tab, you go to Where to Fish. It's pretty popular, and you can kind of filter what you want to do, what lakes, how far from wherever you live, what species are in a given lake, even in not all lakes, but at least in some lakes, fish population status, the stocking history. You can find most anything for every lake. Contour maps, and we actually have quite a few of our lakes are mapped now. So all that information is kind of one-stop shopping.
Let's touch on the free ice fishing weekend.
Sure. Free ice fishing weekend is still relatively new. I believe, I want to say 2016. So, it's less than 10 years that we've provided that opportunity. It's for residents only, but it's a weekend where you can go out. And if you don't have a fishing license, you want to tag along with some friends or family members. People are home for the holidays. It's an alternative to sitting around watching football games, I guess. Go out and explore North Dakota, especially if it's nice weather. Get out there and give ice fishing a try. And I do say, probably if you're new to fishing, tag along with somebody, because, there's a bit of equipment, there's a little bit of working knowledge you need to gain, and somebody can kind of mentor you and help you out, and give it a try, and you can do it for nothing, free. It's anybody 16 and older, typically you need to have a fishing license, but in North Dakota, residents only, again, it's free for that weekend. And this year it's December 28th and 29th.
Okay. Greg, overall, ice fishing should be a good year.
Oh, it should be. Yeah, we're started, fish populations still are strong. Maybe not record, but they definitely are strong. And we got, Mother Nature looks to be cooperating a lot so far this year.
Thank you. A lot of great information.